answer to this. And I know. Yes, you'll have to take a holiday. What? A holiday for me? And me, of course. Somewhere nice and peaceful. But not Majorca. At which point, on the distant planetoid, the gun on its tripod lost its power and stopped lancing out its evil ray. Inside the ship, Mordant had switched the dial to 0. Now that he sat back with a look of smug satisfaction on his ugly face and whispered to himself evilly, "Don't worry, good citizens of Tranquil. Soon Mordant will come to save you from the tragedy that has befallen." Mordant heard a sound that made him so mad. It was a bird in the cage that he was about to have his lunch for, saying, "Rah! Stupid little man! Stupid little man! Rah!" He tried to hit something on the cage to make the bird more scared. He was looking at the bird and talked to it furiously, saying, "Just keep quiet, rat, otherwise you're done for. Cooked, carved, and out of here forever, rat." The bird then screeched again, "Stupid little man! Stupid little man!" "Oh, what?" said Perry in the reply as the doctor muttered a word. "A holiday ball, Perry. A holiday ball. And what does that do?" "Well, let's us go and find it, and I will show you. Now what are you doing? Find something in the junk cupboard. Some hyperactivity. Quite useful if one wanted to go and could play about a TV program in person, I suppose. Look at this. A holiday globe. Right. The holiday globe should stand the heat. Now we'll see something very closely and very carefully. If they can't stand the heat, they shouldn't be in the hold." The doctor found was a crystal ball, an exact copy of the balls that once stood in the control panel inside the planetoid ship of Dwarf Mordant. "It's a beautiful crafted piece of work, Barry. Now, you were saying, Barry." "I didn't say anything." The doctor glanced over the dome of the ball in the direction. "A totally unsavory race. I know where this was made. With him being a prime specimen of unsavoriness." Having come across some prime specimens of unsavoriness during her travels with the doctor, Perry wondered to herself what the Salikins' impressive unsavory claim could be. A particularly nauseous example of the breed one dwarf Morton, who gave the Doctor a customized model some years back, hoping to win by the aid of the project he had in mind. There was one accumulation aim of the worthless wealth of any planet that salesmen under their descents upon. If they find the planet's needs, then to fulfill them. Quite. Add that the fact that if no need exists to simplify, create one artificially and one more, the planet is a bondage. But, and as the Doctor said the word, he threw the ball into the air and let it fall to the floor without attempting to catch it. Perry, noting that it was going to smash into the 1,000 pieces, closing her eyes in anticipation of the explosion, thereby missed the fact that the ball, having bounced from the floor, soared back up again to caught definitely by the Doctor. In this toy, I must admit that they had a potential winner. No smash having materialized, Perry reopened her eyes. That's a gorgeous object. Yes, it is pretty, isn't it? It recognizes the pattern of my prints and allows my fingers to enter, thus switching itself on and making it a pretty display. Nothing to worry yourself, Perry. Nothing at all. Little understanding that it was truly very worrying indeed. At the very moment in Dwarf Morton's ship, one of his very vigilant stalk eyes had swiveled to take in the globe lying on the floor where it had once rolled after being thrown at the bird, and seeing that there was life there. As he knew clearly of what's happening to the ball, Morton leaped from his place at the controls and dashed over to kneel at the ball. He picked it up gently and stroked it. As he stroked, the voice of Perry and the Doctor grew louder, and it finally had every word that could be clearly heard. Morton drooled with pleasure at the sight and sound. He spoke to himself quietly. A long time since you've used a ball, Doctor. None of the Time Lords used the ball as often as the Salikins had hoped, but every little bit of information helps. And he started to laugh with the pleasure of the Doctor on view. His laugh growing even louder, it filled the ship and set the birds squawking once more. This time I will have you in my power, Doctor. This time I shall make a point of having you in my power. The Doctor, as they landed on the planet Tranquilla, on a beach side where they saw the citizens resting in their beach chairs, relaxing with the pretty cloudy skies above their heads. As the Doctor and Perry walk out with such curiousness. However, above the planetoid ship, Mordred, his finger poised over to firing the button, watched the screen of the ball of the as the Doctor and Perry have held it for in their hands, the door of the TARDIS, and finally out of the ball's range of vision. Having heard the doctor's last words clearly, he gave a little evil chuckle to himself. Nothing to fear, whatever, Doctor. I'm afraid you're wrong. You are very wrong indeed. Lawrence watched the screen with the interest as the doctor waved a friendly greeting to those people nearest to the fashion of their race, as they happily waved back. The innocent friendliness was the goad that reminded Morland of his evil intent. Enough at this time, Lord. Time for terror. Holiday where peace is guaranteed. No strife, no murder, no mayhem. Plus, good fishing. Oh, go on, Perry. What would you like in a destination?
Sky's blue, high sunshine level, good swimming. You know, beyond that, I think I'm happy to go with whatever.
Right. Listen, Doctor. Let's just make sure you have a good look when you arrive for the holiday. Hello there, everyone. Beautiful day. Yes. Yes. Right in the crosshairs. And fire. I hate to admit I'm wrong, Perry, but I think in this case I've been very wrong indeed. Are you ready to run?
Oh, yes.